Hello everybody, it's me, Dalton from Madden Sports. Alright, we got a huge matchup for you today. We got the Detroit Lions and the Denver Broncos. Now, Denver Broncos, they're my most favorite team of all time. And there's a lot of history with the Broncos. You know, back in the 90s when Mike Shanahan was the coach for the team, and you had Terrell Davis and John Elway pulling in a Super Bowl win against the Packers, I believe it was. And the year, I might be wrong, but the year at the time was 1998 when that occurred. And so, there's no doubt that the Broncos got history with good teams, with good plays, good strategies, as well as hard work for doing what it takes. But for years now, since Peyton Manning has retired now and has been retired for some time, the Broncos have been able to keep it together as what they should. Now, Derek Carr, I don't like the guy myself, but he's doing alright for the team. He's holding the Broncos together a little bit, so that's better than not at all, I like to think. So, I give Derek Carr a huge thanks for that. Now, let's drop them and talk about the Broncos. Now, not the Broncos, my bad. Tongue twisted. The Lions. We gotta talk about the Lions. 10-2. These guys have been playing perfect. Now, as we know, Jimmy Garoppolo won't be playing. He won't be playing for a little bit, for a few weeks. He's not injured, but the reason he's not playing for a few weeks is to let your other quarterbacks not so much as take charge, but get their reps and get some plays, get practice for the seasons and the years ahead. Which, the way I see it, a really smart thing to do, and as I've stated, the NFL should do this with all of their players. I don't care what position they play in. And, sometimes take risks, too. If you're, having a losing streak and you're, starting off the football season 0-4 or something like that, then you gotta take a chance. Because if your original offense, like your top tier from your depth chart, ain't working, you go to something new. You go to something fresh. Get them trained. So, this right here, this is gonna be a fun one to watch. I know I'm gonna be watching it. And although I've never went against the Broncos all that much, I think this is the time where we got to. So, let's go Lions. Go pick up that win. Make me proud. Make your fans out there in Detroit, Michigan, and around the U.S. and probably everywhere else proud. So, with that being said, we'll let it go to Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis. I'll see you guys after the game. Fellas.
Today, from Empower Field at Mile High in Denver, it's Week 14 of the NFL on EA Sports. Derek Carr and the Denver Broncos taking on Joe Burrow and the Detroit Lions.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL has us at the foot of the Rockies, just west of downtown Denver at Empower Field at Mile High. A moment ago, through a shower of pyrotechnics, it was the hometown Broncos taking the field as they get set to do battle with the Detroit Lions. again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And, Charles, we look at this Bronco team. And losers their last time out, so they'll look to make amends here.
And one of the best ways you can do that is to be at home, and they are. They're going to try and ride that home crowd and that wave of emotion to a victory in this one.
And off we go from Denver. And to no one's surprise here in Denver, they'll carry through the back of the end zone for a touchback. So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive. They'll be led by their now 30-year-old quarterback in his 8th season in the NFL. It's Derek Carr.
Would you say that last week's performance by him, workmanlike in terms of numbers?
1 touchdown, 1 pick, but obviously a loss.
Yeah, that's the bottom line for him. All he cares about is how do we find a way to win the game. Maybe leans on a few other parts of the offense, and hopefully springs a receiver or two free.
They'll run on first down. Mitchell, and he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down. The numbers last week for Mitchell. 15 carries, 57 yards.
Well, watching the film, we saw that things clicked pretty well for them in the running game last week. No reason to change in my mind. Continue to try and run the football. Give it to them early and often in hopes of breaking down the defense so some bigger gains result as the game goes on.
Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. That's on the guard, David Edwards. Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Carr. That's caught by his tight end, Gerald Everett. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. From the gun, he'll hand this off. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. A couple of nice carries back-to-back here, establishing the ground game a bit.
Yeah, these aren't bare-bones runs now. I mean, they're getting substantial yardage, the kind of yards you're looking for, right? Let's go ahead and use a cliche. Stay ahead of the change, right? 5 or more yards each time. That's what you're looking for in setting a tone and getting your offensive line going.
Good sign on the opening drive. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
Now they'll throw with Carr. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. Jason McCourty, a safety blitz and a sack.
Enough takes a start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fit one.
Under pressure, and they got to him again. They bring the safety on the blitz, and he busts through to drop him for an 8-yard loss.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. That'll be a 43-yard punt, just a single yard on the return. And the Lions are going to take over with a long field ahead and a 1st and 10. So now we'll get a look at the other offensive unit as they come out for their first possession. They'll be led, of course, by their 2nd-year quarterback from LSU, Joe Burrow.
Hey, we all love a good story, and what we like even more, guys who can fight through adversity. Joe Burrow coming out of high school, goes to Ohio State, doesn't get a chance to start, transfers to LSU, not thought to be a top prospect, ends up the #1 pick in the draft, and justifies it. Tremendous play, excellent mobility, and leadership off the charts.
The numbers a week ago from Melvin Gordon. North of 100 yards, the 2 scores. And, you got to give a lot of credit to the O-line. We talked a lot about him, but offensive line was good, too.
They're obviously in sync with each other, whether it's zone blocking, power running game, no matter what. He understands how to read them and find the creases that they provide. Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Here's Burrow. Dancing to his left. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Barreling in for the sack, Shelby Harris. And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Man, that's just so difficult for them, because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You talk about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starring in the NBA at power forward. It's really a difficult task. And they'll use him out of the backfield, and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago. There's another one right there.
Gordon. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Off the play fake. Here's Burrow. Being chased out left. And that will be incomplete. They couldn't hook up on what's going to be the final play of this first quarter. No score after 1 on EA Sports. On 3rd down, Burrow. Forced out to his left. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts. This time on 3rd down.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is set away. 39 yards on the punt, just 2 on the return. And it'll be 1st and 10, Broncos from deep in their own territory. So now the second drive offensively coming up for the Denver Broncos. They've been playing the field position game thus far. No score, 2nd quarter as they come up on 1st and 10. Carr now to throw. They'll find Everett there, complete. And he's out right at the 25. On 1st down, Mitchell. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play there, 2nd down. To throw, it's Carr. Looking sideline, incomplete.
Good coverage on the outside, and I think that's where he wanted to check that down to. But once he saw the danger over there, he just threw that one over everyone's head. Smart play.
Throwing his Carr on 3rd down. And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. Von Miller has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
Well, that was their 3rd sack of the ball game. 2nd in the league in sacks coming into this one. They're planning on making it a race to the top, aren't they?
Absolutely. They're looking up at that top spot, but they might be looking down at the 2nd spot pretty soon. Now it's Lockett. It'll be a 48-yard punt. 5 there on the return. And the Lions will take over. Here now a look at Melvin Gordon. And he's sure looking like a lock for a 1,000-yard season. Don't know if he's going to get it in this game, but he'd probably like to just to get past that point.
Yeah, and if he doesn't, as you noted, there's still time, still opportunity. There's still more games to be played. So, yeah, it's not a lot. But barring injury, it certainly looks like he's going to get there. And what an accomplishment that is. Anytime you get over 1,000 yards, you're celebrated in the NFL.
It's been quite a season. Still a couple chapters left in that book, though. Eluding the pressure right. And the catch is made here by Tyler Lockett. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They're passing here. Joe Burrow buying time to his left. And a first hookup with his all-pro tight end, Rob Gronkowski. A gain of 6 there on 1st. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. On 3rd and 1, Burrow. He'll check this down to Dobbins out of the backfield. And he is going to have the Lions first down as they get 5 there on 3rd and 2.
Well, they've certainly done a nice job spreading the ball around on this drive. This time he gets it out to his back, and it's another nice play and another first down. They've got the defense on their heels a little bit. They're reacting instead of being aggressive and making plays.
And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6.
That's a big league job there of getting out of the pocket, not panicking, and just buying himself some time. Then he made a good, accurate throw to set up 1st and goal.
And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. 2nd and goal from the 1. Dobbins once more. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. J.K. Dobbins. His 2nd touchdown on the season as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. People always talk about one of his biggest strengths running the football, vision, and he found the spot there, went into the end zone.
You're exactly right about that. It wasn't just the vision, right? Once he saw the gap, decisiveness, made up his mind, and about the power to finish the play. Not only did he get good blocking, he created his own space as well.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And it's finished off by a touchdown run from J.K. Dobbins. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Duvernay going to sit on this in the end zone, so it'll come out to the 25. And now Derek Carr, he is the focus of our player spotlight. And maybe he's starting to wave the white flag a little bit. He's playing pretty well, but the pressure, it's got to him.
Has to find a way to step around it, step through it, or just handle it. Because as you mentioned, he's having a pretty good day overall. Just the hits keep coming and taking those sacks. That's not the way that they want to finish a ball game with their quarterback on the ground so much.
Now, he'd like to stay upright. When he's been upright, he's been pretty good. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. Now Carr. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete.
Well, they certainly did a nice job there, picking him up out of the backfield and then running stride for stride with him. That's good coverage, and it led to an incompletion.
Game clock at 2:01. Time for one final play before the 2-minute warning. From the gun now on 3rd down, Carr. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. 2nd quarter action, 1:56 remaining. Here's Bradley Pinion now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Uses the spin. And hero juke. A nice job getting free on the return for 13 yards. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. And Detroit getting set to go now. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Now it's Burrow. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down.
Well, we always talk about how you've got to be quick when you go through your progressions, and here's another prime example. Trying to look downfield, he was standing in the pocket, but just couldn't find anyone open, could he?
No, not enough time. They hit him and forced that incompletion. And for the moment, this will be a 1st down. But we have a marker on the field. Let's see if this stands. Well, Kyle Long back from retirement, the guilty party on that one. A nickel set defensively for the Broncos here on 3rd down. Burrow looking to pass. He'll dump this off complete to Dobbins. Able to slither by and brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
That catch puts him 80 away from 1,000. He's now at 920, and 920, that ties him with Torrey Holt.
That's a great name to remember, but the number, 920, almost boggles the mind, doesn't it? You're talking about 80 catches away from 1,000. What a phenomenal achievement if he gets there, and I have no reason to believe he won't.
Fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. So crisis averted, but now facing 3rd and goal. They'll try to run with Dobbins. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. J.K. Dobbins in the final seconds of the 1st half. And the Lions would extend their lead here just before halftime. So his strong 1st half continues as he finds the end zone here for the 2nd time.
And definitely good blocking at the point of attack, and you just have to love watching the way he can create space down near the goal line, and he's able to take it into the end zone.
Now Tucker to add the PAT. And it's good to make it 14-0. So this drive spans 7 plays. And it's finished off by a touchdown run from J.K. Dobbins. So with 3 seconds remaining in the half, they will line up to kick this one away. Short kick. One of the up men will take it down. So we come upon halftime with our score 14-0. As we send you on out to our studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman at REA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you and Charles in a bit. But first, let's get to some of these scores around the NFL here in a busy Week 14. We'll begin up at US Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. And as you see, they were winners back on Thursday night. Deshaun Watson, 4 touchdown passes in the victory. Next, we head off to check out another game. And in that one, it's the visiting Giants who have the lead. Ryan Tannehill has thrown a touchdown pass. Lastly, we head to the Gulf Coast and check on the Bucs at home in Tampa. And you can see they trail the visiting Buffalo Bills in that ball game. Aaron Jones has a touchdown on the ground. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach. Thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Lions in the lead, and they're going to get the football first as well as the second half is underway. Here's Jarvis Landry now on the return. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Lions offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3.
Here we go.
Second half starts with a run by Dobbins. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Burrow will throw. Looking for Lockett, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marcus Williams. And the Broncos are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line. Pretty much everything went their way offensively in the first half, but now an interception on the opening drive of the third quarter.
As we know, the key to everything here, don't get careless with the football. The problem is you've got to stay aggressive as well. So where's the line between being aggressive and attacking and being overly aggressive? I think they just crossed it on that one.
Right back to Mitchell on second down. And he's going to get it across the midfield stripe into Lion territory. Just a couple on the ground there, and that's going to bring up 3rd and about 6. Throwing now is Carr. And this is going to be incomplete.
He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
And Detroit back in possession of the football. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
Looking to throw again on second down. Burrow, he's going deep for Brown. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Here's a give to Dobbins. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down. Here's Johnny Hecker now as he'll kick it away for the second time. He'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. Almost outkicked his coverage there. 48-yard punt, but 10 on the return. And the Broncos take over. First down and 10. And now Derek Carr, he is the focus of our player spotlight. And he has not really been able to have a lot of comfort back there in the pocket. Pressure's been coming at him a lot, hasn't it?
And they've got to figure out how to tamp down that pressure. How do they decrease it? Is it getting rid of the football quicker? You know, shorter drops? Maybe they do something different with their pass blocking and their protection schemes. Maybe you meet them on the line of scrimmage instead of retreating to try and protect your quarterback. They've got to figure something out, though, because you cannot let your guy get hit that much, not if you intend to win.
I know they'd like to erase that video of those 4 sacks that they've seen so far. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
Right back to Mitchell on second down. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on 3rd down? They fake the handoff. Now Carr. And under the Lions' pressure. He's brought down. Brandon Graham, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
It has been a rough afternoon for him trying to get rid of the football. See, that's now 5 sacks.
How'd you like to be the offensive coordinator, the offensive line coach, trying to come up with an answer for this pass rush? What blocking assignments do you change? Can guys play a little bit better? And we're seeing the end result on the scoreboard. Long day in the pocket for their quarterback.
Detroit's offense ready to take over.
This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Now it's Burrow. Escaping the pressure right. It's caught. Lockett. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets this football out shy of the 30 to the 29.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try to put the hammer down and finish this one off.
And he'll get about 4 across the 30 to the 32. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. Steps away to his left. And he fires one that's intercepted. Bernardrick McKinney, the linebacker, picks it. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Bronco defense has a touchdown. Well, you don't want to coach him, Charles, to stay in the pocket on every play, but I guess that's the danger of getting outside of the pocket, extending a play, and making a bad throw. Turns into 6 points the other way.
Yeah, sometimes when you get outside the pocket, your vision actually gets obscured a little bit, or you narrow it down too much, and you don't see all the defenders in the area.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that'll cut the lead down to a touchdown. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. Here's Landry.
And he won't quite make it to the 25.
Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. After the pick 6, they go right back to the air. Flushed out right. He hits his target, Lockett. And they work this well upfield across the 45.
As they began this drive, I was wondering how they were going to attack since they're playing with the lead. Would they continue to try and push the ball downfield? Well, after one play, it appears that the answer is yes.
And he got blown up, losing yardage on the play back at the 44. 3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. On 2nd and 12, Burrow. Oh, leap it. He will make the catch. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. A big play that time through the air. 33 yards. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10.
Now a handoff for Dobbins.
And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage.
Bobby Wagner, the all-pro, in on the tackle.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Now Burrow. Dancing to his left. And it's caught. And in for the Lions touchdown. Antonio Brown. His 6th touchdown of the season.
And the Lions add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. But that makes this a 2-score ball game. And, you know, the way this thing has been going, Charles, 2 scores kind of feels like 3 or 4 scores.
Yeah, it's a great observation. It's been a heck of a battle, hasn't it? And points have been at a premium throughout this game. So you have to wonder, is this going to be too much for them to overcome?
Tucker with the extra point, and it's now 21-7.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Devin Duvernay now returning from the end zone. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes just out and puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Well, when you're leading in the fourth quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Throwing on first down is Carr. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. Working from the gun, it's Carr. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. Now Carr. Open man is Thielen. It's complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. And a 2-score game, obviously. Every play, every 3rd down, like we saw there, magnified. Big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to 3rd down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. 2nd and 10. Here's Carr. To quickly to Thielen here. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9.
Good yardage on the completion there. And when they look at the scoreboard, they do understand a field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back as quickly as possible.
He'll get 6 on the ground there, and it'll be 2nd and goal coming up.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
2nd down and goal. Carr. This is caught. Touchdown, Broncos. Justin Jackson, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Broncos have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. Charles, you'd said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense just a little too good, isn't it?
They really are, because no matter what you do to make an adjustment on defense, they've had an answer for it.
And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. They're going to hurry back to the line now. On 2nd down, a run with Dobbins. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line.
Well, they didn't accomplish their goal. They didn't get a stop there, gave up another 1st down. They have all 3 timeouts in their pocket. I think defensively, you got to start thinking about using them here.
I was just going to ask you at what point you think now's the go time?
I think now's the go time. I don't think you sit back and wait, because they can take a lot of time off the clock between plays and run 3 to 4 and really put you in a stressful spot.
They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
And that's why you do all the drills that you do from the quarterback position, because you're not going to just throw to your strength. The right-handed quarterback naturally will want to move to the right side to throw the football. But sometimes you've got to go left, and that's exactly what happened on that play. Forced to his left, still able to accurately throw it downfield for a completion.
Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes. And we've got a one-score game. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. They're facing a critical third down now as they try to hold on to this lead. And very little room to maneuver. He'll get this down to about the 39. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. Here's Johnny Hacker now as he's on to punt for Detroit. This will be a 41-yard punt, 3 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. So Derek Carr in the offense, down by 7, a little under 1:50 remaining. How will this thing pan out? We'll watch as they come up on first down. Carr's throw taken in by Green here. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Here's Carr. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. There have been quite a few plays they might look back on and say, we really have hurt ourselves, and that was another example.
And this is late game execution. Everything on the line, so it all has to come together properly. The throw is made. Where's the catch? Got to catch in that spot.
First down now, but that clock rolling. Now Carr. That is caught by Thielen. And a loose football. And this is scooped up by the Lions. And the return stops just a few yards shy of midfield. They'll spot the ball at the 47-yard line. Now I think we're going to get a timeout here. Yes, a timeout here as it looks like we've got a Lion that's shaken up. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. Now it looks like he'll throw here. Being chased out left. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. And now hang tight here. Quarterback Joe Burrow yet to get up after that play. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. Flush to his right. Out to the right, he gets it to Lockett. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20.
And these guys certainly are not hiding what their intention is. They're absolutely showing it. They're definitely not going to sit on this lead here in the fourth quarter.
On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. On 2nd and 11 now. Fields eluding the pressure right. He'll find Dobbins out of the backfield. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2. Now the Broncos will use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop him with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. An important play right here, 3rd and 10.
And I would expect pressure here.
Now it's Burrow. And he's going to be stopped well short of what he needed as the tackle is made at the 18-yard line. 3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. Oh, they pitch to the tight end. It's a fake. They're not going to get it. They try to move the chains with a surprise, but it's a turnover on downs. Well, Charles, exciting to the very end. That's what we just saw in this game. Final play there, had it in the red zone, but anytime you're outside of the 10, that's tough trying to draw up a final play to get in, and they couldn't do it.
It certainly is. So what they were looking for was, extra time. Too bad it's not FIFA soccer, right, where you get a little bit of extra and you get a chance to run a couple more plays and maybe get closer and take that last shot into the end zone.
So for the Lions, the win pushes their record now to 11-2 on the year. And they'll head back home next week to take on the Arizona Cardinals. Meanwhile, for Denver, it's going to all but eliminate them from the playoff picture as they fall to 5-8. And they'll be back home next week as they're set to take on the Cincinnati Bengals.
11-2. Lions picked up yet another win. These guys are killing it right now. You know, Joe Burrow, he did good. Now, on his stats, he had 2 more interceptions more than like his touchdown ratio. He had 2 interceptions today. A few touchdowns, I believe 2, maybe 3, that he did. But both teams did good. And it looked like the Broncos were going to come back. It really looked like it. You know, they might have had a chance if there was an extra 5 minutes or so. Maybe. I don't know. But, wow. Can't wait for next week's game. I feel like next week's game is going to be a big one. Don't know for sure on who they play, but once we figure it out, which you guys will see, we'll cover the game like what we've done for the rest of this season. So this is Dalton from Madden Sports. Till next time.